Hey everyone. So, let me just check something. So, it seems as of yesterday, and I guess throughout last week, and at Raw last week, but mostly to last night, Woken Matt Hardy, aka the WWE term for broken, has officially arrived. Now from what I saw with the promo, I can kind of understand exactly why they're going by Woken. We're kind of getting the idea that this whole broken persona of his is like a second identity. It's like a second personality that's in him that comes out when is necessary. So the situation with Bray was, I guess, the reason it felt necessary to be awoken, and that is what has happened. That's why we got the woken term. That he's gone from broken, which has gone into hibernation since he's been back in WWE, to slowly starting to manifest itself with every loss and every bad situation that he's gone through in the past couple of months. He and his brother, but mostly he now, um, to the point that the loss to Bray finally awoken this side of him that lay dormant for at least the past near year. And with that said, it seems that they're going to start off this Woken run with a feud against Bray Wyatt. But the question is, how is this feud going to work? Where are we going to go with this feud? Um, are they just going to have a regular match? Are they just going to have regular matches? Because if they just have regular matches, it's like, let's be honest, that kind of kills the gimmick. It kind of kills it a little bit because, all right, like I said, if they just have regular match types, um, it's gonna kill. It's gonna kill this feud. It's gonna kill this first feud of the Woken Broken gimmick. Because if you just go the regular match type route, it's good. Okay, regular match types, okay, are good for to start out with. But if you're planning to extend this feud at least until there's an opening for Matt to move forward against someone like a Triple H or a Finn Balor, they want to do that because that would be interesting. Or just something for him to do between now and when Jeff returns, and then you can have the Woken Hardys, not the Broken, but the Woken Hardys, go up against whoever the tag team champions are. In this case, could probably still be the Bar, if you will, or whatever the hell they do. It could be the Bar, and that would be interesting in its own right too, because now you have the Bar against the Woken Hardys, and the Bar could say, "Oh, we faced you guys before. We beat you guys before." And you could have Matt in his woken, broken mannerisms, and even Brother Nero in a similar fashion be like, "Yes, you did, but you beat the Hardys, not the woken Hardys," and you could lead to something there. So, but to me, it all depends exactly on how complicated this feud with Bray Wyatt gets. Is it just going to be a series of regular matches? Are we going to have a unique match here and there? I think if you're going to do this to buy time for Matt while Jeff gets ready to come back, then you got to let him go all out. I mean, obviously, they're letting him have a bit of control over his promos and his mannerisms because I think someone backstage realizes, hey, we got to let Matt do what he did somewhat, if not mostly what he did outside of WWE when he developed this character, but on the Woken level. We got to let him go with this. And if we have to step in, we'll step in. But, um, there's a lot of possibilities. I even mentioned this not in a super chat, but I mentioned this in the live chat yesterday with the Lex Man. You know, it was the last one. In fact, I think it was. I think mine was one of the last things he read last night because I brought up a few things during the live chat that he read and he didn't read. But one thing that I brought up at the end, like I said, I think it was the last one, was Woken versus King of Kings. Rebby fights Stephanie. In other words, if you want to go all the way with this Woken gimmick and try to get it over as much as you can, what better direction to really help it get over and really show that, hey, this is unlike anything WWE has encountered, anything storyline wise that the Authority has encountered. Why not build to something with it besides just Bray Wyatt and then the Woken Hardys against the Bar? Why not build towards Woken versus King of Kings with Rebby at the Woken side and Stephanie at the Broken side and Stephanie at the King of Kings side and go from there? Because even the Lex Man found that very intriguing because, and if not interesting to see as a match and story arc, because you could have Matt in his Woken persona and mannerisms call out Triple H and Stephanie. I even mentioned this in the 2-part video that I did, even though I didn't want to do it. I mentioned this. I said that, I'm just checking the time there. I got about 10 minutes before I have to leave. But like I said, why not? The thing as I brought up was you could put Matt in his Woken gimmick in a feud, in a situation with Hunter that basically you could have him and Rebby, if they bring Rebby in, calling out, kind of breaking down the fourth wall, kind of blending this mythical fantasy world of the Woken broken universe along with the reality error and universe of WWE and that of Triple H and Stephanie. You can have that you can blend that probably into a perfect mix because you could combine this Woken broken universe and everything that's associated with it with with what Triple H and Stephanie stand for, which is the reality error, best for business, stuff like that. And you can kind of really blur the lines a little bit in a unique way. Because you could have Matt do his mannerisms, call Triple H the Hunter or the Levesque, kind of acknowledge that, his real name's Paul Levesque, stuff like that. And you can even have him go as far, and even Rebby could point this out, or Matt could point this out, that Triple H is not who he seems, is not himself right now. He's not doing what is right. Like, he's not doing what he does with NXT and stuff like that. You can you can have Matt bring up those things, like he's not doing what he does with his universe of his world and universe known as NXT. He's not doing that here. He is not standing up for that, or for those that come from that world, from that realm. Because he is under a spell cast by a witch who has possessed the body of his lovely wife, Stephanie McMahon, who in reality is a kind, kindred spirit. So that could work. I think in a sense that could work because you'd be putting in that, like I said, elements. You'd be mixing in elements of the broken Woken universe with elements of what goes on reality-wise, kayfabe, and mostly elements of the Triple H, Stephanie McMahon characters and characters and story arcs. You can have that get blended in, and actually it would work. It would actually work. Because when you think about it, this is whether your main gripe at times is people's age. You gotta admit that this right. You gotta admit that this here, and that was my dog. She was just scratching herself a little bit. I'm gonna give her a bath when I get home today. if I remember. But anyway, what was it? Oh yeah. But anyway, what I'm trying to say is, despite how you might feel about the ages of certain participants in matches or whatever, um, ever since I think Matt created this gimmick of his, this persona of his, this is something fans have been wanting to see for a while. You know, it's kind of like in the past you might think, oh, Matt Hardy would never stand a chance against Triple H in the ring, which would be true. But now that he has this broken Woken universe and gimmick and brand, you know, all bets are off. You know, it's an entirely different story now because now this is something fans would like to see. Just if not for the match, for the interactions between him and Triple H, and possibly if you bring Rebby and Stephanie, the interactions would be priceless. They would be like you just have to tune into Raw to see to believe. So, um, where they go with the Woken gimmick, I don't really. Where they're going to go with Woken after the Wyatt thing, um, again, I think it's just to bide him time until Jeff gets back, and that's okay with me. But I also think that even if they send the Woken Hardys against the Bar and maybe allow them to win the tag belts back, I think inevitably, if you're going to continue doing this Woken gimmick and allow it to evolve a little bit and grow in your company, just like it did with Impact Wrestling, then you, as well as outside of it, as well as outside of your company with Impact Wrestling and these indie promotions, you got to let Matt, you got to go kind of all the way. You got to put Matt in situations and in dream matches fans want to see. They want to tune in and watch. So we'll just have to wait and see. But that's all I'm going to say. I got to get ready to go, folks. Let me know what you think down below. Comment if you like, and I will talk to y'all later.